Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Why am I not on the screen? Well, isn't this an interesting thing? Very nice. Very cool. All right. Well, that's a strange that's a strange thing. Well, I'll have to figure that out. This is not what I wanted. Folks, I apologize for my extreme incompetence. Your boy is a damned fool. Is a damned fool. Um, yeah, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe how much your boy is a damned fool. But here we are. We got this working now. For some reason, I have to like cycle the camera on and off in order to get it to work. Your guess is as good as mine as to why that happens. But yeah, we're doing some more Blender modeling. Like, if anybody needs the explanation, I will give the explanation when someone asks. But I'm not just gonna sit here and say it over and over again, because you know what a waste of time that would be. But anyway, yeah. So where we last left off, we were like modeling everything, and I think I did all the modeling I really needed to do. Yeah. Oh, how'd you like the stream starting soon? How do you like this? This is a thing I coded. I don't want to like. I accidentally revealed like fucking stuff I didn't want to reveal 10 seconds ago, which is why I stopped streaming and then started again, because I didn't want to do that, but I ended up doing it anyway, because I'm a absolute incompetent fool. So that's all right, I guess. But yeah, how do you like this? Kind of an interesting graphic. One thing you might not know about this, I need to still fix it a little bit. I didn't get enough time to finish it. Is that it is live, a live graphic. Here, let me. This is so weak that I'm doing it like this. I need to do this though in order to switch windows, because I need to close some windows that I don't want you to see. So it's not starting soon. It's not. Trust me. It's already started. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So this is the graphic. It's coded. That's what I wanted to show off. I wanted to show off that it was live coded instead of like a video that loops. So it's generative. So it creates, you know, the grid you see here is being created live for you. So it'll be different every time. But the reason all these horizontal lines stop halfway is because I guess there's like a 2-to-1 ratio for the screen width to height, which means that when I do this like incrementation through the movement of the circle that draws the lines, it resets whenever it hits the height going down, which means that it doesn't work properly. It works on square screens, but it does not work perfectly on wide screens. So I still have to fix it. It was like 10:30 though, and I was like, ah, shit, I'm fucking dead. So yeah. Also, my video looks like crap still because my camera is bad, which is also nice. We appreciate that. We stand that. So yeah, look at OBS because I only have one window. I need to get another screen. It's a dire situation that I'm in, really. It really is. It's a dire situation that I find myself in. Just pure incompetence all the way around for everyone at all times. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, if you thought this graphic was cool, then let me know, because I think it's cool. I'm going to make it better. But yeah, so we're using some interesting stuff. Like, I need to get more contrast between the lines and the text, for example. That needs to change. But I just need to change the color palette here. Like, if we just do this, hold the phone. Let's just make it better right now. And we go to where we're filling the lines in, which would be this color. And we do this. It'll update, and now we have something that might be better. So let's head over there and refresh this. I liked how far generated that got, but oh well. That's a shame, unfortunately. Okay, I shouldn't be reading fucking Discord messages like an absolute idiot on stream. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm like this. Oh god, I need a second monitor really bad. You can see though my computer setup. The only difference is I have an iPad set up on the left, on top of my speaker that I can look at chat with. So I thought that far ahead. But I should use the thing where it creates a second monitor. But this is what the setup is. So do you see two monitors here? Because I don't. I don't see two monitors. There's only one monitor. Oh well. That's what you get, I guess. So yeah, so what we have to do today is I'm going to work till like noon my time. You see this? Well, actually, no, you don't see this because my head's probably blocking it. It is currently 10:47 a.m. I got up early this morning. I drove to the airport. I dropped someone off, which apparently the airport is like a social distancing nightmare, which is nice. That's exactly what you want. Oh, I didn't make a tweet about this. I didn't make a tweet about the live stream. Folks, Mr. Incompetence is just killing it today. I am just on fire today. Hold on a second. Let me make a tweet. Let's make a tweet. Hashtag Biden lied. Oh, God. I'm currently live streaming more... How do you spell live streaming? Do you have to put the hyphen in there? Live streaming. Some modeling work I have to do. It's 3D. Not my hot bod. If you want to watch it, please watch it. Check it out. Friends and family. Let's grab a link. Where's my channel here? Here we go. Oh God. We didn't want that. We didn't want my my thing to echo too much. That would be bad. Okay. There we go. Friends and family. There we go. So that should work. Let's do that. All right. Maybe now we'll get some big viewership. We'll be the next most popular streamer in the world. Okay. Let's head into some Blender here. We have to get out of cycles probably for now, because as much as I love cycles, it's not gonna work for us. We have to do texturing. That's what we're here for. Man, what the hell is going on with this frame rate? This is atrocious. Oh boy. All right, there we go. We're getting there. All right. So last time we did just like a little bit of texturing, because stuff that was like I could easily make a generative texture for, things like metal, got that. But I have more stuff that I need to do. Look at all this crap. I gotta close all these windows. Holy moly. I mean, my God. Look at the most disorganized person. Oh my God, what's up with my frame rate here? Oh my Lord. Blender, stop being a hog, all right? You're killing me. Look at this. This frame rate is just unbelievable. It really is. Like, good Lord. You're doing 16 samples. This is embarrassing. I have a more powerful computer than this, I swear. What was I doing? Right. We wanted to go to this texture file here. So I have this nice thing. I don't remember where it is though. It might be. Oh no. It might be in here somewhere. Texture files. Aha. Yes. Yes. I remember what I'm doing. Yes. We have to pull this up. So, Pixar 128. Pixar 128 is what I was looking for. So, Pixar, the Pixar, Disney's Pixar, releases, or at least some of their stuff they release, of full textures for 3D assets, and it's free and like open source, and anyone can use it, and it's the best. So like White Oak, and they generate like normal maps for everything. You'll see what that does in a second. But like, yeah, all these different woods here, they got them all. They're really high quality. They loop perfectly, and you gotta have them loop. That's a very important thing. So yeah, they're freaking great. They're the best, and they're completely free to use for anybody. And so, a lot of what is in my room is dark wood, like black wood. So, that's what I'm looking for, is something that's at least either the same wood grain or just is actually black, which it looks like there's none that's actually black. So let's look for like the same wood grain. We don't want one of these that looks too rough because it's like, it's sanded. It's actually like those weird wood covers that go over plywood. But that's what we're looking for. This Brazilian mahogany doesn't look that different. I mean, its color just is totally wrong, but that's not that different. This Brazilian rosewood, rosewood is also not bad either. Keep looking though. Keep looking. Let's see here. But yeah, I downloaded this a while ago. It's the best. Highly recommend it if you do 3D stuff at all. It has been a lifesaver for me. What about Honduran mahogany here? That looks pretty damn close. So watch this. Okay, so we have our file here, right? Let's grab an object that needs to be colored this color. How about this shelf? This shelf is a nice, easy, simple thing. I guess if I'm gonna have like massive frame rate problems, I might as well just use cycles because it looks better. Because I was trying to do Eevee for like 60 frames a second, but that just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. So let's just grab cycles, and we'll have to wait. We'll have to do a lot of waiting here, but let us do some shading. So they want to do it like this. I don't particularly want to do it like this. I wish it hadn't moved my viewport. That's really annoying because I had this shit centered already. So right now this thing has no material on it whatsoever. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make a new one. And then there's a plugin for Blender called Node Wrangler that I like. Comes recommended. So if you just hit like Control T, you get all the prefab for an image texture already set out for you. That you can change the mapping, you can do some of the UV coordinating things. All of this is just here, and it's just auto-generated. So I can just hit open, and I can go like, it's in my downloads folder. And I can go into that Pixar folder. And I think we said we were doing, the Honduran mahogany. It's right here. Let's open that image. So already you have like a wooden thing. This shelf is not this color, but it's already looking not too bad. There's some stretching going on, and we'll have to fix that in a second. But already like well on your way. But first thing we have to do is this is a dark wood, not a wood that's that color. So I am going to create a brightness and contrast and pop that in there and just lower the brightness. Now this also makes it red as hell, which is like, why? Your guess is as good as mine. But that looks terrible. Why? Ooh, this is not what I wanted. Actually, let's try this a different way. let's take a hue saturation, which also has a luminance. Very important stuff. Throw that into the base color here. And then we can lower the value literally just straight up without affecting the saturation too much. Or we could use the combination of both, which I think is what we might actually have to do. So let's keep that at 1. Let's grab a brightness and contrast here. We're going to pop this bad boy in here. We're actually going to move it to this side. That's what we want, because it's node based. So then when we do this, we can also go into the saturation and do something like this, and keep going, because it is pretty much just black. It's just kind of black. It looks like it might be slightly bluish, but it's pretty much just black. So we want to reduce the contrast here. Yeah, that's actually not looking awful. That's pretty close to what it actually looks like. Let's keep lowering the contrast here till it's like about there. And we'll deal with some other stuff in a second. But this is like okay. Could be better, could be worse. Yeah, we don't want it to just be red though. We want it to sort of be black and white. So now let's deal with the stretching. So we have to take this and we have to look at its UV map, which I thought that this would be, but it's not. It's the image editor. We want the UV editor. We want to go into edit mode here, and we want to just start selecting the stuff that looks stretched. So this one, for example, looks stretched. So if we zoom in here, we look down. Also, I see people watching this. Is there anybody in the chat? Say hello. Give me a hello at least. I'm all alone here. I'm just chugging away. We like to do this. So there's a couple different ways to do this that will work. One of them is to do a smart unwrap, smart UV project here, which is kind of what's already happening. But that will try and make the stretching less bad, but it actually kind of made the whole texture look worse. So let's reconsider that, because that doesn't look very good. It looked kind of better the way it was. So, ooh, goodness gracious. So let's undo that and let's move. So yeah, we're gonna be manipulating basically. Why isn't this letting me like select stuff? Manipulating the UV textures to make them not stretch so bad. Although I can't see very well because of the way that this is. This is a little better. All right. So yeah, as you scale like the UV over here, it sort of fixes itself. That's kind of all black, so you can't really see very well that. But here we go. Here's a good example of it. Let's head over here. So let's grab this in the inspector here. For some reason, why is it not letting me grab this? Come on now. So this will change the scaling of the texture. But for some reason, this face is like really weird. What is going on here? I'm not sure. I am not entirely sure what is going on here. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. This is what I was trying to do all along. All right, cool. I was just hitting the wrong buttons. Guys, I was just hitting the wrong buttons. Sometimes it really is that simple. Now, is this just like only 2 vertices here? That's kind of what it looks like. Why wouldn't you? Oh. Oh! I see. I think I see. I think I know what the problem is. Yeah, we need this to scale like this way. So yeah, you can scale it like this. It's still stretched really bad, which for some reason it's not like working the way I want it to right now. So that's why I'm like quiet, just because I'm like trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with this thing. I probably need to just do a UV unwrap and just fix it. That's probably what's wrong. So let's like just do that, because that just seems like the easiest way to do this. So let's just do that. Do a cube projection. That's probably fine. Whoops. Yeah, that's actually already better. Already significantly better. We actually have to move some things though, because like the margins don't make sense. And what I mean by that is that, for example, this wood grain pattern wouldn't bend like that in real life. That's not how wood works. So if I just like move this over here and I scale it differently, then it looks more realistic, because that's just weird when that happens like that. Also, all of these are on identical spots, which also looks really weird because it's all like the same. So let's like move it like that, just so that they're all different. Because yeah, all of these being on the same thing, the same like section, is just odd looking. You want them to all have different textures. Otherwise, yeah, wood doesn't repeat itself. So that should work. Let's just like move this over here. This could all justify itself. Is there like a wraparound going on the sides? It kind of looks like these are the same on both sides. Also not exactly what we want. So let's move that like over here. And move this over here. And do the same on the other sides. Yes. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I have completely lost my mind. We're going everywhere. Yeah, so now they are all different. It looks like on every side. It's all different. But it's still, the lighting is weird. And so this is where we have to do some other work. So we have to take these and duplicate them. And this is where that normal map comes in. So we grab the normal map of the Honduran mahogany. That would be the normal. And make this a non-color image, because it's not. Even though it's like purple, it's not color. It's actually height data. And so then you need to do a normal map. Put that in there. Put the color in here. And put the normal into the normal. Now this is like way too bumpy, right? This thing looks disgusting the way it is right now. So we reduce the strength. Because we just want a very, very minor bump. like the real thing, so that when light hits it, the light moves through the wood grain and doesn't just like bounce right off of it. So yeah, let's get in there a little bit closer. Yeah, so something like this should be fine. Very minor wood grain. These are identical. These are too similar. Let's move it like that. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. All right, let's see how that looks in cycles. It's gonna have to think about it. As we wait here, what the hell? Is there just like, am I like tripping or something? Like, what the hell's going on here? I feel like you can't see a damn thing. That's not bad. It could be better, I think. If we take all of this and scale it up, we'll get a little bit more texture looping, which might make it look a little bit better. Because right now it just looks like it's kind of low resolution, which is never good. You don't like that. We don't appreciate that in this household. Yeah, that's looking a little better. Still not ideal. There's still more that needs to be done here. But if we go at it from a distance here, this is kind of a bad angle that I'm just sitting and waiting for. Could be better. It still could be better. See how it looks over here, like this, by the light. Because that way, you know, you can see how the light moves through it a little bit better if you look at the top. Because the real thing, it just sort of bounces off of. It's not super, like, super woody. Probably because it's, like, not real wood. It's like that IKEA wood that's, like, plywood with a cover over it. Yeah, there we go. See, this light shaft will tell us a lot of information here. Actually, that looks pretty good. That light shaft actually is kind of convincing. Let me just point my light at the actual wood. Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too shabby actually from this angle. I will reduce this just a teensy bit more, which a teensy bit more was actually by half. Just because it is really not that bumpy. So we finally got something in the chat, guys. We finally got a message in the chat. It was, how long did it take for you to learn Blender? And that was, I took a 10-week class in school on Blender. And so I guess 10 weeks, but like if you're committed to it and you watch a bunch of YouTube tutorials, you can do it faster than that. But I took a class, so that took 10 weeks. Anyway, and also, why use a Mac? Can't you get better specs on a custom PC and better Blender performance? Yes, you can. However, the reason I'm on I have, this is a Mac that's boot camped, which, if you don't know what that means that you can load Windows or Mac OS, just depending on a setting. Literally, like I go in here and I hit startup disk and I change the boot driver over to boot camp and it boots in Windows, which effectively turns it into a Windows computer. But I was having, this is all in service to a project in Unity. I'm making my room because it contains basically everything I need to know that I've never used Unity before, but I need to, like, for example, learn how to bake a texture onto an object, and like pre-render it so that I get this wood grain to appear in Unity, and it doesn't have to like actually calculate it every single time, which obviously means you'll have absolutely crap performance. But Unity on that bootcamp side, I have had a nightmare installing. It is just like unbelievably bad. How just difficult it has been to install Unity and get it working on the Windows side. And I don't know why that is. Eventually, I need to go over there because I want to do VR, and VR doesn't exist on Mac, at least not anymore, because Gaben said that SteamVR just doesn't work anymore on Mac. So they stopped doing that like 2 years ago. So I need to go over to PC eventually just for that entire purpose. But until then, I'm on Mac because it's the only thing I can get Unity installed and working on. So I have Blender installed on both sides, and I do get a little bit better GPU computation, which I should have turned that on that side. But it is what it is. We'll deal with that eventually. I decided though to be like, fuck it, I will focus on other things. Gabe literally just busted my balls and said that there's no VR. So like you can still download, like if I go over to Steam here, you can still download SteamVR for Mac. Like it's still a thing. But it's like a SteamVR from 2 years ago that doesn't work. So it's like completely pointless. Plus the only VR title that I own is this one for that like has a Mac port. So this is the only one that would work anyway. It's not like I could play Half-Life Alyx or something. So it's just kind of disappointing in general. This also, I just noticed the side of this. What the hell was I thinking? I mean, seriously, this is just like, what on earth? So will scaling this up help, or will it make it worse? Keep Talking is great. It's just, it's just the only game with a Mac port because I think it's made in Unity. And it's really easy to do that in Unity. This already looks better. I think I fixed that problem. I got my bomb defusal manual right here. You could say I'm a professional. I could join the bomb squad if I wanted to be a cop, I guess, which I don't. So there's that. But yeah, so the texture looks better here now. It looks much better. It looks much more like. Thank you. Nice flex. This looks much more like the real thing. It's still a little wonky, but for the fact that this is a test map that I just need to do, it's good enough. It'll be fine. That dark wood though, let me just like copy these nodes because I'm going to be using these a lot. I'm going to use them on almost every object that I haven't textured because there's a lot of that IKEA dark wood in here. That's what my dresser is. That's what this table is. All of it. So let's just copy these as they are right now because we're going to need them. So let's head over to the table here. I already did the legs because they're like this metal, dark black metal. But not that cool. It's really not that cool. And they're also too thick, but again, I kind of don't care because this is a test map. But we need to do the tabletop, and that's an image texture. So if we load up the materials on this object, white is what is currently inside of the, what do you call it? Yeah, white is currently the what's filling this. And I'm just gonna, I kind of forgot to save that other one. What's that other texture actually called? What's this? It's just called material. This needs to be called dark wood. Wait, I know what the hell I'm doing. Because I think I don't even need to copy that. I think I can just apply dark wood here. And there you go. Saves me a little bit of time. And then we get a really nice light reflection from the computer screen here. If we zoom in on my kind of shitty mouse, which should cue us into if our wood grain is okay by just looking down. And it is okay. It could be actually a little better. Could be slightly higher. I changed a 0.04 to a 0.06. Let's see how that does. Yeah, that's actually pretty darn close. Pretty darn close to reality. So I also wanted to try something here. On the keyboard, I didn't want to go in and model, every single one of these keys, right? This would be nightmare shit to do. So I was thinking it might be possible, and this is a real speculation here. It might be possible to, oh, why is this like this? Why must you be like this? Can I select the linked there? And this needs to be like smart unwrapped. How about a cube projection, because that is what it is. And then the other ones, just don't worry about them. Yeah, because that should fix some of the texture stretching. But yeah, so I'm thinking with a normal map, which makes the bumps in the wood, for example. I might be able to do that to get the keys and not model them. Because what a pain in the ass that would be. This is already looking actually better than the shelf did. Disappointingly. I mean, I guess it's not that disappointing, but it's surprising, I guess. Yeah, this is pretty good. All right, cool. That's the table, I guess. So yeah, so we want to see if we can do this. I have a couple different ideas. First, I might just Google it. First, I'm just going to see like keyboard normal texture. Let's just see what happens here. Yeah, the keyboard displacement map. Oh yeah, this is what we want. This is actually, this keyboard here isn't quite mine, but it sure looks close. That sure looks awfully close. Does this person... Yeah, this is an American keyboard. That's what we want. We want an American one. It's not too bad. I don't think it has a command key, though. It has a control... Oh, it might be a command key. No, it's got a control, an option, and an alt. The fuck? What kind of... Okay. Well, regardless, it's close enough. It's close enough that I'll just download this and make this work. So let's just download this. So let's just see here. This is your render. Oh, come on. Are you seriously doing C4D? Wait a minute. Did I just, like, not pay attention and think and look at C4D files? Get a keyboard layout that's not QWERTY to bother everyone. I'm not trying to dunk on fools who use QWERTY. Even though I use QWERTY. What? Why is this C4D? Can I use Orbex displacement maps in Blender? Is that a thing? Displacement Blender? Oh shit, you need like a... Yeah, it looks like you need a special plugin for this. Oh! Okay, let's keep looking. Let's delete this. It was pretty good, but I need to make a I need to make it in Blender. Keyboard keys losing texture. Keyboard GUI is interesting. What is this? Oh, okay. Watch me Google. That's what the stream is. It's watch me Google. All right, so look at how bad this guy's keyboard looks, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, like, if I can just, like, make a displacement map for it. What is this? Why would... What? Why would I want this? This is all camo stuff. This looks awful. I mean, some of this other stuff doesn't look bad. Duct tape looks pretty good. It's interesting that they put some of these things on spheres because it's like there's nothing spherical about ceiling tiles. r/mechanical keyboards is pretty cool. It is. If you're into that sort of thing. Some people... I know many a keyboard nerd that that loves that type of stuff. I was looking for a keyboard, though. Is that a thing? No, not on this one. Substance by Adobe. I bet oh, wow, look at how much this has gotten. I wasn't paying attention to that. That's interesting. Okay, here's my second idea. My second idea is to maybe undelete this and just take the... Maybe not the render, because it's kind of at a weird angle. But if we look for a like Mac keyboard picture, let's just take a look here. We might be able to find a good top-down view of this keyboard, which is likely, I would say. We need like the full keyboard though. We're getting a lot of laptops here. I'm not on a laptop. Oh. This looks like it. Wait a minute. I don't want to go to the AT guys. What the hell is an AT guy? Let's see, like, yeah, let's go for this one. It doesn't, mine's not black, but black is fine. This might work. This is about right. So yeah, so this is the thing. This is the keyboard. So, here's my idea. We download this image. It's a JPEG. We pop it into Photoshop because we got to fix it. Oh boy. So we need to unlock it. We need to get rid of... Well, I don't know how... I mean, SoundCloud rapping, I don't know if that's the, like, fallback job. But thank you for stopping in, Barnacero Criparino. I appreciate it. That's very nice of you to stop by and watch me do a very boring stream. So, thank you for stopping by. Good luck on good luck on some homework, buddy. Love to see it. Okay. Let's save this as a PNG. We're gonna put this. Let's just throw this on the desktop. Doesn't need to go anywhere. Let's just call this keyboard. And let's make it that big. There's another way to do this though. So I believe we might be able to pull this off a couple of different ways. One of them is to create a threshold. And we can go like this. And that'll highlight all the keys. It's not quite perfect. So let's just do it like this. And we'll see. I think the text on the keys might also like dip back in when I do this. One way to find out. And that's to test. So let's go to the keyboard. Let's save this also as a PNG. And let's call this a keyboard bump. And we'll go here and we'll go back into Blender. So here's the idea. Specifically, we just need this to be like gray metal, because that is literally the color of this keyboard, pretty much. But we will add a new texture on this face specifically this one, which we will assign, so that way it's like that. We also are going to have to deal with some other problems. Thank you, Alwi Al-Haddad. if I pronounced that correctly, let me know. I appreciate the kind words to say the channel is pretty cool. Hasn't uploaded in a while because I'm working on other things, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We'll get there eventually. We'll make new stuff eventually, I promise. I have to do capstone projects, which is exactly what this is for. So let's open the keyboard texture. Now this is obviously, this is not gonna do. This looks like garbage. Yeah, this ain't it, Chief. But what we can do is first we have to rotate this like 90 degrees. That was not the axis of rotation I think I wanted to do. I think I want to rotate this 90 degrees. Already, that's better, but I should have done minus 90 because now it's upside down. And then we just need to do some fine-tune scaling. So we can head over this way and do some fine-tune scaling here. I did not want to do that. Because we do not want 2 keyboards. We want 1. So let's just like keep that. Let's push that over there. And push this not that way. Push this way. It's measuring in meters, which makes this complicated. I didn't want to change the scale there. We'll get to that. It's a pretty good pronunciation. All right, I'll take it. Yeah, so we want to stretch this a little bit this way. We want to move this up. Come on. Ever so slightly. It's a little stretched, but it's not terrible. Could be worse. Could be worse. Is this thing like kind of weirdly rotated? Like, should it be like this? It might need to be like 90.5 degrees of rotation. But we just need to get this centered so that we can scale it correctly. That was better before I moved it versus after. And keep not scaling that way. Keep scaling this way. X and Y are like flipped, and it's very confusing. And then let's scale this so that it touches there, and scale this so that it touches here, and move it. Again, X and Y are flipped, and so it keeps confusing me. It just doesn't want to be kind, does it? We need like 0.01. There we go. And just like ever so slightly less scaling on Y, like 0.978. Maybe a little bit more than that. 0.975 or less than that. I feel like that made it worse. What the hell? I feel like that made it worse. Okay, well, this is when we might default to our, it's good enough. Because it's a test map. But yeah, so, okay, let's see how this works. So let's duplicate this. We're going to, because we want to make sure we have all the same scaling and stuff. Otherwise, this is not going to work at all. We want to grab the keyboard bump map here. And we want to call this a non-color image. And we want to grab a bump map, which I don't remember where they put those. So I'm just going to grab bump and put it here. And we want to put this into the height and the normal into the normal. And it's not bad. It's not horrible. Could be a little better. But idea, this could totally work. Idea is to head back into Photoshop here. Why is this square? What is going on here? We don't want even the eraser. We want this to be like a just normal brush. Just a normal brush. We can increase the hardness. That's fine. What we're doing is just a... Oh, come on now. What is going on here? All right, you know what? Pencil. It's pencil time. So, we're gonna... Here's the idea. Why is this like... Oh, it's because I'm on the threshold layer. Stupid. Idiot. Let's put this here. All right, there we go. So this will delete all of the buttons off of the bump map, which means that they won't get affected by the bump map, which won't make them go up, which means that they'll just sit on there like decals, because that's exactly what they are. They are just decals. Anyway, so this might take a second to delete them, but this is the perfect opportunity to read chat if there's things to say in chat. If anybody's thinking about saying something, you know, maybe drop it down in the chat and I will read it, because this is profoundly boring content if there's not something more interesting going on somewhere. It's not boring for me though. This is the type of thing you would speed up normally. The problem with thresholds is that they are kind of low resolution. They kind of pixelate everything, which is not exactly ideal. What the hell? What am I just like? Okay. So that needs to be... Oh! What are you making right now? So, right now I'm working on a capstone project for my college degree, which is going to be a cathedral that you explore in like a first person... I don't want to call it a game because there's not like a win state or an end state or a fail state. More like an interactive experience, or I guess a walking simulator, but even those you can lose in. But it runs in a game engine, and you like explore this cathedral, and as you explore the cathedral and interact with objects, they trigger like these memories that come flooding in. And I want to do them eventually as videos. Right now I want to do them as sound pieces because that takes less time. But then I'll switch them over to videos, because it's sort of like a two-part thing where like the first part just has to be the functional cathedral, and like I'm gonna put the audio pieces in there. And the second part I want to make it in VR because that'll look better, and replace the audio files with videos that are like sort of distorted. Yeah, and so you sort of get this idea as you're going through it. You sort of gather who you're actually playing as, and sort of like it should trigger memories in yourself of things that you've done and things that the character has done that you're playing as, and you just sort of come to a mutual understanding of each other at the same time. That's the idea. But having never used Unity before, or any game engine for that matter, I need to tackle the learning curve, and I needed a test map to do that, so I'm making my bedroom. So that's where it all sort of ends up going. I also wanted to take those off because those don't need it. So yeah, so now we have a blank keyboard. So if we just save this as the keyboard bump map with a PNG and replace it, Blender might live update. I might have to redo this. Oh, it's because it did copy. Boom. That's already better. So now what I can do is these aren't actually up that high. So we can make this like 4 and like really start pushing them. It is still a little low resolution, but this is saving me gobs of time. How's 10? It's like deceptive. Bump maps are deceptive. I just wish they were a little higher resolution, but from here they look pretty good. From like way up here, it's not too bad actually. Yeah, that's actually pretty good from here. Let's also change this. This thing is like moderately specular. We want to look at the preview over here so that we can get a little bit of a better idea. Let's actually not do that. Let's up the metallicness of it a little bit. How is easy it to use Blender? I think Blender gets easier the more you use it. It's sort of its own language, but like once you learn how to speak that language, it becomes sort of second nature. So like, you know, for example, like making objects, learning Shift A to open this menu to add things. For example, is something that like you use constantly and eventually just becomes part of a really fast workflow of building things. Also, hey, Chariot Rider. But, you know, there's a big learning curve, I think. So eventually you learn those things, but it does take a minute. This actually, not too bad. This is actually not too bad at all. So yeah, let's increase that roughness because it has a very high, like, this is like a metal with a really high diffusion because it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. Scattery? I don't know. Rough? But it doesn't feel rough. It just is rough. But if we look at it like from a distance here, that's not too bad. I will take it. Actually, from this distance, it looks like the keys are too tall. So like maybe something around 7 might be better. From this distance, though, they don't. So it just depends on how you're looking at it. But it's not too bad. I'm actually kind of happy with that. That's not horrible. I thought it would look worse. I thought I was going to have to generate a normal map, which would be infinitely harder. So let's just see how Cycles looks. Which, when I say that, I mean there's two rendering engines. One of them is Eevee and one of them is Cycles. Cycles looks better than Eevee does. Did this just, like, depress the keys instead of extrude them? Because that would be very upsetting if it did that. That's not bad. It's not horrible. But Cycles is the higher quality one. You know, real, like, literally, when you see a product, on, you know, a box, usually it is a 3D model that might or might not be rendered in Cycles. That's just like how good you can get it to look, if you're putting more effort in than I am currently. Okay, real shit, that looks pretty good. I have to be honest. That looks actually pretty good. Yeah, here's the real thing. Right? This is the real keyboard. And then you're seeing the other keyboard. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. I mean, come on. This keyboard's dirtier, but bruh, it's not too bad. Ain't too shabby. I'm happy with it. Could be worse. Okay. Let's move on. We have a keyboard. So this is just gonna be literally, I need to name the material before I do this. Let's leave and call this keyboard. Cool. Nice. All right. Great. Great. So next we need to do the mouse. I'm not gonna put like, yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Thank you. So I'm not gonna put, the mouse has like a, I have to wait for the stream to catch up in order to be able to know if like where I'm angling this in my hand is correct. You see this Apple logo on here? I'm not going to put it on there. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can, though, I think. Man, there's quite the delay, isn't there? Because I still haven't even seen my hand come up with the mouse. Okay, there's quite a delay there. So yeah, so this thing is 2 halves. One of them is a super reflective, like, glass. Yeah, you can see the Apple logo. Okay. Super reflective, like, glass front, and then like that same metal bottom. And I'm not gonna do those 2 black bars because it just doesn't matter. It's just not important. So I think I have my gray metal already. That's just a good place to start. with texturing this thing. Because that's close enough to what I need. Now this model is all sort of gross. It's just not great. It could serve to be better, but I don't care enough. Yeah, round objects like this are like a real pain in the dick with Blender, but that's okay. They don't need to be perfect. All right, I have to go now because it's 2 a.m. where I'm from, but it was fun staying. All right, well, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Stopping by the stream, saying hello to little old me, modeling in Blender, making a mouse that looks kind of weird, looks kind of wonky. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna continue. So I'm selecting these faces of the mouse on the top, which I sort of built this line in there as sort of that seam, which should look better when I texture it. So we're gonna create a new texture and assign it so that way you see that color change. Oh, the mouse pad's clipping through a little bit. That's funny. Yeah. So this is going to start with a base color of like black. That's where we want to start with this, and it's super, super reflective. So the roughness needs to be like 0 because it is ultra reflective. It's not really transparent, although it's a little transparent. But it is ultra reflective. I don't want clear coat roughness. I just want to increase this a little bit because the light, well, the light does just kind of reflect off of it, doesn't it? Yeah, that's not bad. I'm looking at this, by the way, this little... Oh, you can't see that ball very well. If I scroll that down... Oh, no, you can see it. Okay. Yeah, so this is actually pretty close. I think if I change the IOR, does that affect anything? Because I want it to be, like, very minorly translucent. But then use the IOR because it's like sort of like thick glass. IOR is super, super, super fine too. Where it like actually matters. It's like below 2 is like all that really matters. Here, if we make this more transparent, I'm not trying to make it glass, but I just need to be able to see. Aha, this is what I was looking for. This effect of like sort of a inner shell. That is kind of what I'm looking for. There we go. Yeah. That's looking better. Yeah, that's more like what the actual mouse is, where it's like a glass cover over like an inner shell. I'm not going to make it so transmissive, though. It just doesn't need to be. It just doesn't need to be. All right, let's see how that looks. Let's see how that looks. Okay. We need to get out of edit mode here, though, because the orange is like really bad. Yeah, the seam is rough. It's rough. It could be better. But the glass isn't bad. I think I might just like change the IOR just a little bit more. Just to get a little bit more of that effect of like a contained thing in glass. Let's also look at it from a more flattering angle. And yeah, that's super reflective. That's good. That's what we want. Let's see. Because yeah, it fully, like, I can look at this and like see my face in it. So it should be pretty reflective. I actually think it should be less rough. Because yeah, you can It is ultra reflective, this thing. The geometry's not great, but yeah, you should be able to see like a reflection of the monitor in there. Because the only thing that the IOR is like kind of really messing this up. So yeah, let's maybe increase that again. Sorry, I just got here, but why are you modeling your room? The reason I'm doing it is because I'm working on a capstone project for my degree, which, projects for my degree are why there haven't been videos on this channel in a long time. You can blame school for that. But the capstone project is you kind of get to make whatever you want. But I'm going to be making like a game-ish thing. It's not really a game. I feel like you need win and lose states for that. But a experience where you explore a cathedral and basically do these things that trigger memories. And like by interacting with objects, they trigger memories that are videos or audio files. And the thing is, though, I have never used Unity in my entire life for anything, for any reason. So I need to make a map to like test stuff in and learn how to do stuff like baking textures so that things are like pre-rendered and stuff like that. All of that is important, and I've never done any of it. So I'm making my room as a perfect map for all of that because it contains every single thing you need, basically. It has multiple light sources. It has dynamic lights. I can like bake an animation into an object. So like, I can get my fan moving here. Just like to have that go. Importing objects and assets from Blender into Unity. All of that stuff is important. And this is the way to, for me, model something quick and easy that lets me like do all of those things. Because I don't want to mess up my main like project file, right? I don't want to like be so busy trying to like get dynamic lighting to work that it like just always crashes and I have to start over. That would be horrible. So I'd rather mess up this map that didn't take as long versus like a full cathedral thing. The mouse from a distance also looks pretty good though. Look at that. I actually disagree. I don't think a game needs win or lose states, says Chariot Rider. And like I go back and forth on it. Like if you want to call this thing I'm making a game, then go right ahead. I don't care. But I know that there are people who are sticklers about what the definition of a game is, and people who are like, oh god, something where you like is more of like an interactive experience. Ugh, gross. Or like something that people who scoff at like walking simulators, and they're like they're not really games. So just to avoid all of that, I'm like, if you want to call it a game, call it a game. If you don't want to call it a game, don't. Personally, I don't know. Yeah, like if you consider Firewatch a game, Firewatch is probably more interactive than the thing I'm making because it has like dialogue trees and stuff. Mine is more like focusing on like a journey of discovery as you sort of watch these videos that come up, which are sort of immersive in that like I want to have it so like, for example, if somebody throws something at you in the video, an object flies out of the screen, stuff like that. But there isn't like dialogue trees. There's interactable objects, but there isn't like dialogue trees. And then I do want the ending to be sort of a choice between like just closing the application, literally like baptizing yourself, or inflicting wounds. So, it's interesting. All right, let's see. Ultimately, I am very much of Richard Garfield's frame of mind with the definition of a game, which is essentially that the precise definition doesn't matter as much as thoughtful design. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, yeah, I think it's semantics. What is this material? It's like a grain. Yeah, ultimately, I think it's semantics. That's what it comes down to, is what is and what isn't a game. Not that important, but I also don't want to be sitting there like trying to having that be what defines the conversation about it, because it's like I don't care if something's a game or not. I just tend to call it a game if it's an interactive experience as opposed to passive, regardless of how limited that interaction is. Yeah, that's not a bad way of thinking about it. I've done like interactive like sculpture before and stuff like that. Nobody considers a game. Nor do I think necessarily that they should. But, it's just different. It's interesting. It's like it feels like it kind of has to be something digital in order for it to be considered a game. By, I guess, the powers that be. Yeah, so it's an interesting thing like that. Will it be publicly available? I would like it to be. That would be the goal. I don't know how like easy it is to put something on Steam. My guess is that based on all the asset flip complaints that you heard a few years ago, it's pretty easy. So if I can get it on Steam, I would love to put it on Steam. And if I can get it going in both flat screen and VR so that it's more accessible, that would be good too. Because I know there's people who are really poo-poo about VR just because it's expensive, and that's fair. It is expensive. It totally is. It's worth it, though, I think. If you can afford it, it's worth it, because it is incredible. And I think that, like, there's so much artistic potential in it. Where the hell is the noise texture? There's so much artistic potential in it because it's so immersive, and so you have complete control over an environment, and so, like, you can really do all kinds of crazy stuff with it that people don't really think about. So what I'm doing right now is these speakers are like a black plastic, but it has like a grain structure, and it is kind of rough, so I'm going to be building that right now. There's also a discussion about the distinction between play and games, and whether or not it is a component of games, or if games are a component of play. Yeah. I mean, I like the idea. I think Will Wright has talked about this a little bit, where like everything he makes is sort of he thinks of them as toys, but he sort of also talks about like a interactive language that's very different, and like focusing on things that only interactive things can do, which is, for example, discovery. Watching a film, you sort of follow the discoveries of the main character or whatever, but for you to discover something, it has to be through your interaction with the film, like noticing something in the background and being like, oh shit, that's foreshadowing, or something like that. So like, I wanted this to be an interactive immersive experience, because I want people to slowly discover things about the character and themselves at the same time. Through, I guess, sort of the interactions that you get in the game. So that's my idea. I want to reduce the saturation down on that. That's what I was doing. And then I have to make a bump map. And I might do this twice to make it just like a slight texture. So doing this too much, man, what just happened? Okay, that's interesting. We don't want this to be so bumpy. Why is this like invisible now? Yeah, this is not what we want. Not what we want. This looks like weird. I'm gonna make the scale much, much larger. I believe, or maybe super small. Is it super small or super large? Because we want it to be really, really tight. We want the grain structure to be really, really, really tight with the noise. That's better, but it's still not quite there. Make it huge. Make the thing huge. Okay, that is looking better. Yeah, the denoising is kind of messing me up here, though. Let me just micro adjust. We're looking at the preview. Can I zoom? No, that is not what I want, really. I want to just like zoom the preview itself in. That's better. Yeah, that's better. We're also gonna, I think, put this noise texture into the actual color too, so that it's a little bit clearer. Sorry, I had to like really focus here for a second. Yeah, this is just too staticky though. So we need to make this darker. Cause yeah, it's just like a noisy black is how I would describe the color of these speakers. That's too dark. It has to be very slight. Let's let that render. Let's see how that looks. It's not bad. We could literally increase it a little bit more. And there are like a lot of micro bumps going on here. So yeah, let's zoom in. Zoom in. Oh my goodness. Too zoomed. Aha. Okay, here we go. Yeah, it is not this bumpy. This is ridiculous. This looks like water. It's not that bumpy. It is very, 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 very minor in its bumps. So let's just like reduce and reduce and reduce until it's so ever so slight that it's hardly noticeable. Some of this I think is just the rendering, because it's doing denoising so that it's a little easier to see, and that just makes things a little difficult. Raisin speaker, yeah, it kind of is like that. Let's also match the scales here. That might help a little bit as well. Let's see what happens if we zoom out here. Because you're never going to get much closer than this, so... Yeah, it doesn't look bad. That's not horrible. Could be worse. Okay, I'm not going to do that much crazy stuff here for the other things. I am just going to, like, make this circle metal. It's like a grate, but I'm just going to make it metal. And then I'm just gonna make like all of this stuff white, because that's what it is. It's like a white plastic. So all of this stuff needs to be white. I also haven't saved in a minute. Make sure I do that. Don't want to lose that progress. Yeah, so we could take all this, make it white. Let's... Oh shoot. I made the whole thing. Whoops. Oops. That is not what I want. That's mouse. This one is what I want. I was not paying attention to what I was doing here. So let's zoom this back in. It's a little hard to see. So this, I'm just gonna literally just make like white. And a sign. And then this, I will make like metal. Because it is like, it's supposed to be like a grating, but I didn't model the grating, and I don't really want to do it. Just doesn't seem necessary for the sake of a test map. Right, let's see how that looks. Interesting. It's like so dark that it's like no contrast at all, and you can't see some of the geometry changes. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong object. Like, what if I make like all of this metal, even though it's not? Let's like assign all of that to metal and see if that makes that look a little bit better. It does make it look a lot better, actually. Yeah, there's like a ring of black, and there's screws and things like that, but this is sort of all that's necessary, I think. And rather than just do it all again, how about we just delete this speaker and then move this one over here. We can do this in this view where it's a little easier to see. Yeah, how about we just do that? That's about right. That's about where it needs to sit. Not quite, actually. More like there, I think. Nice. Very nice. We need to zoom in, I think. There we go. And then my mouse pad here is... Let's make a new texture for this. This is like a cloth. It has like a wallpaper design on it. But I don't really feel the need to put that on there unless they have it in this texture thing or something similar. But all we really need is some sort of fabric texture that looks good for a mouse pad. It's kind of like these floral ones, but it's not quite like it. Yeah. Let's see. I guess we could do something floral. That's fine. This is pretty close. Good enough. Maybe this one's better. I like this one. It's kind of nice. Alright. Let's image texture it. So let's open an image. We don't want to be in the game assets folder because we're making those. We want to be in the Pixar folder, which is this one. And in the fabric folder, which is this one. And what is this called? It's woven flower. Okay. This should be it right here. Yeah, that's not bad. I will probably darken this though because it is not that color. It is not that bright. This should be a good way to look at it though. That is about the right scaling though, so that looks pretty good. I might just scale it down like a teeny bit, but let's make everything like 0.8. That will probably be fine. Just a little bit more room on there should be good. And we might want to center the texture a little bit. I think that's not running the way I think it's supposed to be running. That's cool. That's all right. Nice. Yeah, looks like kind of like a floral halo around the mouse. Looks nice. Next, let's change the color a little bit. I like to do a hue saturation and decrease the value a little bit. It'll be easier to look at it in this view as well. Yeah. So let's decrease the value a little bit. Decrease the saturation a little bit. Because it is sort of a darker thing like this. Subtle pattern. And then what we want to do is we want to copy this stuff. And we want to get the normal map for it, which is this. and make this non-color and paste in a normal map. I think that's under vector. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we put the color into here, put the normal into the normal. It's gonna be too bumpy, but that's what you reduce the strength for. All right, just to get a slight woven pattern on there. It is also too reflective right now as well. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad. That should be fine. We do need to increase the roughness though, because this thing's like matte. It's pretty high. Yeah. And then if we go here, it should be all right. It should be all right. Let's just take a look. Let that render. Yeah, that's good enough. It's not too bad, not too different from the real deal. Which, by the way, the real deal looks like this, in case you were wondering. So that's what it is, what it looks like. Yeah, so, okay. So yeah, we have like the desk sort of finished here. Got a mouse pad, got a mouse, I'm so glad the keyboard strategy worked. I'm very grateful that the speakers are kind of low res, but that's fine. It's okay. They look okay. They get the job done. They get the message across, I think. Yeah, that looks pretty good though. That desk is much cleaner than my real one. There's like USB stuff all over the place. But it's looking not too bad. It is almost time for me to eat some lunch, though. So what I'm gonna do real quick before doing that is I'm gonna take these and I'm gonna unwrap them. I don't really want these to be white. I want these to be wood. I want these to be dark wood. These shelves don't exist in real life. But for all intents and purposes, they might as well exist. Let's grab everything and just do like a smart project. Ooh, what's follow active quads do? How about that? Let's see what this happens. That does nothing for me. That does nothing for me. Let's just smart project it. Yeah, okay. That should be fine. That way everything sort of gets its own part of the texture. I should look at it though. I should get in there and look at it just to make sure it looks okay. Good question, Mr. Chariot Rider. I will be making a new one. I kind of made that old one, or that last one, which I will pull up the renders of if people don't know what I'm talking about. I made that last one as sort of a trial run to learn Blender, but there's some stuff that I didn't really streamline in it, and it makes it sort of difficult. So I want to make a new one. I also want to change architectural styles. I want to do something that's more gothic. Yeah, I just need to scale this. We can do this pretty easily by just decreasing some sizes here. Yeah, I want to just do something that's more gothic. Let me zoom out here. I just need to look at the shelf to make sure it's okay before I pull that up. Because okay is all it needs to be. And it looks okay. It looks all right. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just check it on this side as well. Preferably not with the wall there. There we go. Let's just see how this looks real quick. Could be worse. I've seen worse. All right. Let's just do this real quick. First of all, let me pull up the cathedral that I'm talking about, in case you guys have no idea what I'm referring to. I am referring to reference images renders. I'm referring to this, which I made as the final for the 3D modeling class that I was in, which was a cathedral as well, but this one's different. But that's what I'm talking about. That's what Chariot's talking about as well. All right, let's unwrap this. We want to grab everything and smart UV it. And then we want to apply a texture here. How about a dark wood? And then we were. Come on, there we go. We were shrinking this a little bit too. So that should look good. Dennis, you need to stop coming in here like right as I'm about to finish. Cause this happened last time. Lambhoot here, Dennis, came in literally the second I finished the stream. And then now it's like 12:12. I'm about to go eat lunch. I guess I could stay on for a minute and like I was thinking about ordering some Chipotle for lunch, which sounds delicious. So I could order it on stream just so that actually, Dennis, you're not too far off. I'm making a project that requires learning Unity, and I don't know how to do Unity at all. I know a little bit now because I've watched some tutorials, but I'm remaking my room as a test map for like dynamic lighting and baking textures and baking normals and baking animations, all of that good stuff. But eventually, yeah, I want it to be a VR project. And so eventually I will be walking around my room in VR. Because I wanted to work flat screen and VR. But we're on we finished modeling it last stream. This stream, we're texturing. So we got basically the whole desk over here done. We need to do the computer, but the whole desk over there is done. I just wanted to get these shelves before I went, because they are identical to this shelf, which is not true in real life. In real life, they're like those little plastic cheap shelves, and this one's the wooden one, but who cares? It's a test map. But yeah, so yeah. But yeah, Dennis keeps coming in here like right as I'm like about to finish. Although I will probably work on this more today. I just might not stream it. But yeah, if you guys like this streaming while I work on stuff thing, I don't want to do it for like editing videos whenever that happens again. We'll see when that happens again. But because I just think editing streams are boring as hell. Not that this isn't. And they kind of give away what you're going to be doing in a video. So I don't want to do that. I don't want you to know. I don't want you to know what I'm doing. Mind your own business. No, it's okay. You can know a little bit, but yeah. So here we go. This is my view right now. This is what I'm looking at. Sort of. This light's not green right now. This light is orange. As you can tell by my face. I can make it green though. I just got smart lights for everything. So if I do, check this out. If I do initiate meme mode, checking with the app, set.
Meme mode initiated.
Pretty cool, huh? Turns all my lights green. Which is a reference to a video I make fun of a lot. That one of the Turning Points USA guys did, where he's like, computer, initiate meme mode. And he's like, guys, the left can't meme. I think it's hilarious. I think that video is absolutely hilarious because of how embarrassing it is. So I'm making fun of him. But yeah, look at that nice green light on my hideous face. I've got a couple other ones though. I've got like, it's gamer time. This is for when I play video games. Set.
Yes, sir, Mr. MLG Pro Gamer.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know how well this looks on my face because I usually turn the light off behind me. But this one's also like intentionally dimmed. So I probably look like absolute crap right now. We'll see. We'll see how it changes when the stream catches up. Oh, yeah, no, you can tell. You can tell. It's good. It's nice. That's my e-girl lighting. Here, if I turn off the lamp. This is my e-girl lighting. This is for when I'm getting paid thousands of dollars to send feet pics to dudes on Instagram. That's when I turn on this lighting. Or when I'm streaming Counter-Strike with many people, many different streamers. But I'm getting paid to do it because I'm an e-girl. That's what this lighting's for. Yeah, it's actually kind of nice actually on stream. It looks actually kind of good. I'm actually angry that it looks kind of good on stream. But yeah, the smart lights worth the investment just for the memes. Let me get it back into work time here. I got a bunch of other ones too, but you know, I've got like mood lighting. So like, you know, if you're trying to chill out, deploy smooth jazz. Sometimes it plays jazz, and that's not what I want.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to go like, oh yeah, but instead it's oh yeah. Which, you know, Siri needs to really figure her shit out about that, but oh well. Yeah, so that's the lights. That's the lighting setup. This might actually look really good on stream too. I'm actually gonna wait and see how this looks on stream. We'll see here for a second. We'll see. No, it looks really bad on stream. Oh no. Oh no, it looks terrible on stream. This light is terrible on stream. Oh god. All right. It's work time. Set. That's normal lights. Okay. Anyway, with that said, that little sidetrack, I think I'm going to eat some lunch. Maybe I won't order Chipotle on stream. Maybe I won't do that, but I will do it. I'm about to do it. What's your Chipotle order? Drop it in the chat. I will do it on stream, actually. I've made my decision. The Chipotle app is open. It's happening. It's happening right now. As we speak, I am ordering Chipotle for myself. Okay, hold on a second. What's your burrito order? Are you guys a chicken burrito guy? That's what I am. I'm a white rice. I'm a pinto bean. I'm a pico de gallo. I'm a cheese. I'm a romaine lettuce. I'm a queso blanco. And that's about it. Jerry, you don't eat Chipotle? Oh, come on, man. I mean, that's okay. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I do like Chipotle a lot. It's my shit. Their app is really good too. People sleep on how good the app is. Oh my god, I've got a free entree from the points? Bruh! Hell yeah. Alright, now we're talking. I want this shit delivered to my house. Because I get all those points for free delivery. Oh no, what? Are you serious? Oh no. It is actually not enough. It has to cost more for me to deliver. That is extremely annoying. I'm more of a beef burrito guy than a chicken burrito guy. That's fair enough. I read somewhere about like red meat being bad for you, so I was like, so I try to eat chicken more, but I do like beef burritos, and I say that, but I eat beef all the time. uh, truly, the hypocrite is me. Okay, well, I guess I have to add like chips or something, which I don't really want. Man, or a drink. I guess I could order a drink. Oh well. Anyway, that's really boring content. I'm not gonna bore you with ordering Chipotle. Let's take a checkup on the generative thing though. Let's see how bad it looks. Oh goodness, look at this. Look at how crazy it's gotten. That's so cool. What about this one? This one hasn't been running in the background. So this one is not that developed, but that one got crazy. That's cool. I'm gonna fix it so that it goes all the way to the other side, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of want it to like stop randomly. I think that'll look kind of sweet. But we can refresh this with the new colors because these colors are much better. They're much more pleasing. You can barely read that. This looks much better. Yeah, man, that's nice. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this. This looks cool. But I should change it to, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon. See you soon. There we go. Let's do that. Let's save that, and then let's reload the page. And then I can just like leave that running for a few minutes after the stream ends, and we'll just like see how it looks. That'll be pretty cool, I think. Yeah, I like the procedural thing too. I waste a lot of time on P5.js just making stuff like this. I don't know about this color palette. I'll probably pick a different one next time, but they're randomly generated color palettes, so we'll just figure it out next time. But this is much better contrast. This is way more legible. Using a little Libra Baskerville on the font and a little Open Sans on the bottom text. Not too shabby, huh? Hey. Yeah, cool. Thanks for tuning into the stream, everybody. I'm gonna figure out my Chipotle order, how to add 40 cents to it so that it's enough to deliver. Yeah. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming in. Let's switch over. See, this is why I need a second monitor. This is embarrassing. There we go. Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye.